Please confirm me on chat if you guys can hear me and see my screen. Okay, fantastic. Okay guys, so yesterday we had an introduction of CDS and Fiori elements. We have bifurcated different templates that are given, like list report, analytical list page, and the overview page. Okay, and we also discussed the architecture. Like at the initial level, we will be building the ABAP CDS code. Once it is activated, then we will be registering the service for the same. Once the service is registered, service will be exposed to the Fiori application based on the template we create. Okay. So step one is ABAP CDS, then generating this, and then your Fiori template. So we will start with list report, then analytical list page, and then overview page, because that would be a correct combination. Because knowledge of list report would help you to make your development little easy in analytical list page, and overview page is a complete combination of your list and analytical. Okay, and also the cards that it offers. So this is the correct structure and the correct way we should go. So we'll be starting with list report. Okay, in list report we would be creating the selection fields which will be appearing like an FO. We will then have a table in which we will be populating the data. Okay, we will also have navigations in list report. Navigation in list report as in navigating to detail page based on row selection. This is what we are going to do, and these are the main things. Then we will also understand the date formatting. This is the next thing, and there will be few assignments that I'll be giving you, and you will be understanding that, and a little bit of beautification how to do it. Okay, these are the higher level things that I've told you. Okay. Fine. So guys, let's get started. I'll quickly start with the development. One important thing, please make sure the moment I'm teaching you something, do not practice anything, just focus here. You will get sufficient time to practice and ask your doubts. Everyone stop your work and just focus here. So we'll start. So this is the project that I have created. This is connected with my SAP system. I know most of you know that. In case if you do not know, you can help each other and you can get it done. Moreover, if required, I'll help you. So my project is, my SAP system is connected with this Eclipse, and I'm able to have all these options here. So now I'll be totally creating a new CDS file. So this is my CDS. I'll right click, go to new, and click on data definition, and here I'll create a new CDS file. So ZREB list report. We can have this name, list report or list apps, list report, Fiori, CDS apps, anything of your choice. You can give the name and you can directly click on finish. Here we are giving a temp, but if you want a package which is captured in the transport, you can even do that. That is how you normally do with your projects. And then you can click on finish. Okay, fantastic. So guys, here you can see various options at the top. I'll explain you each and every one once the right time comes. End user text.label is the name of the CDS, how it would be appearing. It is the description that we have given at the top. This is the name of the CDS we have created at the time of creation. And then here the data source. So data source is nothing but the table from where we will be pulling the data. So we have a table, repeat standard. So we will be using this table. This is the first thing. So I'm not sure how much you guys are comfortable with Eclipse, but here whatever code changes you do, you need to save it and you need to activate it. So this is the option to activate, or Control F3, any shortcut key you can apply. one of the most important thing what you have to take care is this is the option of SQL view name. Here you have to rename anything of your choice. So Z list repeat app. I'll give this name any name of my choice, doesn't matter. Okay, this should be different. This should be different than this name. Okay, this is one of the most important thing and aspect you need to take care. Once it is done, then you can start building your code. So firstly, what we'll do is we will be first looking at the fields that we are going to use, and then we will be using the selection fields and the line items for the same. Line items are nothing but the table that would be populated for the same. One important aspect, it's mandatory to have a key field whenever you are creating a CDS with context of Fiori elements. One key field is mandatory, otherwise you won't be able to generate the OData for this. Okay, so that is very important. So we have couple of keys, so I'll use key and let me give ID. We have ID property, so we can use this. I'll give comma. We have couple of fields, so we will be using that, like we have district. State, 1 second. Okay, one important thing what we have to take care is we need to have OData published true. Once we have that, then only we can utilize all these. Once we have this OData published true, so what it does is, let me tell you, @annotation OData dot publish true. What it does, the above annotation creates the gateway service. What it does is, normally if you have worked on OData projects in SEGW, so you normally create a project, okay, and then you go to IWFND maintain service and then you register your service. But in this case, just by writing this annotation, you can easily create the annotations on your own. You don't have to worry about anything. So this is one of the most important factors that you have to take care. Okay, so OData annotation true is a very important tool. This is mandatory, otherwise your service won't be available and you cannot register your service. So this is something that is very important. Okay, fine. So let's move ahead. We have district and we have other fields like we have state. These are the fields that we have. You can directly check the same in SE11 as well. Then you have your city. So these are few of the fields that we have used. Okay, we will first extract the data and then we will go ahead. So guys, one thing let me tell you, this is one CDS file. This is one CDS file and the service will be registered for this specific CDS file, and the name of the service would be z-rebate list underscore apps underscore CDS. This would be the name of that which you have to take care. This would be the name of your CDS. Okay, and once the service is registered, after that, even if you do a lot of code changes here, you do not have to do anything. Service registration is a one-time activity. Once it is registered for all. The moment you want to do some code changes or any other changes, you can directly do it here and you can activate it. As simple as that. Okay, so I have saved my code. Let me activate it and let's see how it goes. See, in the bottom you can see the object is getting activated. Okay, now you can see, yes, this is currently active. Okay, you can see at the top, this is currently active. Okay, and if it is inactive, if you click and change and save, now you can see the status is inactive. Okay, and the moment you activate it again, you will find, yes, it is active. Okay, it's activated. You can then press F8 and then you can see the data. Okay, so this is what the data you have it for the specific table. This is your district, this is your state, and this is your city, and this is the ID that we have used for the same. Okay, so I believe nobody is practicing anything now. So guys, this is a very simplest way that what we are pulling the data, but this will not help us anywhere because we have to start building annotations now. Annotations are something that would generate your UI elements. Okay, so let's understand what are annotations. Annotations starts with @ in CDS. This is the first important thing. Annotations helps you in generating your UI elements. Okay, so basically the UI designing, UI controls and UI elements would be handled here. It will not be handled anywhere else. So these are the two important things that you have to take care. This is about annotation. Okay, so guys, why I am saying that is because if you are planning, if you are visualizing to build a list report, you exactly know what the look and feel it would offer you. Based on that, you have to design each and everything at the CDS level, and it will automatically take care. The template of list report will automatically take care of that. These things are very important. People who have already worked on custom app development, it is not that flavor. Here is exactly different. Development is least and output is maximum, but there is a standard structure template available. We cannot mismatch or play around with that. Okay, so that's very important. Okay, we can start building the annotations logic now. So we need these three things as our table. So we will be using as a line item. So I'll go a level down. So for district, if I want, I will make it a line above @UI dot line item. Okay, so this is for this line item. This specific annotation will hit this. Okay, this district. And here I can give the position. Positioning is very important, how you want to position your controls, and it has a gap of 10 series. Like the first will start with 10 followed by 20, 30, 40 and so on. Okay, so this would be my line item. I'll move a bit down. Again, I'll have a UI dot line item. Control space will help you in giving the suggestions. I'll make it as position 20. I'll again go a step down @UI dot line item, and we'll make the position as 30. We'll save this. Object is inactive. We need to activate it. Okay, once it is activated, now understand very, very carefully. Now I have written the annotations. This is Eclipse editor. Okay, it is not any other framework. So even if I run here, I would exactly get the same output that I got before. So if I run this, I will exactly get the same output. There is no change in that. Okay, because these annotations are not for Eclipse. These annotations are for the Fiori elements. So understand each and everything what I'm trying to say. These annotations are for your Fiori elements, not for anything else. So there are proper annotations @UI dot line item, line item, line item, and then we will use other annotations as well. So this is my CDS name. I just have to remember. I'll copy this for now. Object is activated, well and good. I'll go to SAP. We'll go to transaction IWFND main service. We'll execute here. Let's see how it goes, if it is working fine or throwing any error. I'll then click on add service option. System alias we have local in most of the cases. If it is a different, you can check with your basis team. And then you need to give your technical service name. So this plus _ CDS, this is what you have to give. Once it is done, you need to then click on get service. Yes, this is available. You have to then select this and click on add selected service. Everything is there, local object, and we will then click on check. The metadata and the service has been registered successfully. Once it is done, I'll copy the CDS name. I'll go a step back and let me check it out. My service is available. My service is active as well. I'll click on load metadata for a second for just my satisfaction. I'll then go to SAP Gateway Client. I'll select my entity set, which is this one, and then I'll click on execute. So here if it is populating me the data, then I'm good enough. See here, I'm getting the data. Okay, so we are good. Once you have the data here, once you have a green signal that your data has been populated successfully, then you can go to the next level. Okay, the next level is what? You will be going to Web IDE and creating a new project. But as everyone has their first day today in creating all these things, I would rather give 15 minutes to everyone to create a project and register the service. Make sure the name of the project that you give, that should be quite unique. Say for example, whatever your name is, like Shikhar or somewhere else. So ZSHK list repeat something kind of. Okay, so make sure, see, we all are using one single sandbox, so we would be having services and other things, so there should be some uniqueness for that. So make sure you use the name of the project little wisely so that we should avoid other conflicts. Okay, so this is one important thing that you need to take care. Use this table. Okay, and then you can use this piece of code. Do it slowly and gradually. First create all these fields, activate it, execute it, see the output, then exactly do the way I have written, then create your UI elements for the same. And one important thing, OData publish to is mandatory. Without that you cannot even expose, and considering this, one key field is also mandatory. These are the two checks you have to keep it as of now. And last but not the least, the name of SQL view name should also be little different than this one, and it is mandatory to have that. Okay. Okay, fantastic. So what I'll do is I'll give 15 minutes to everyone, practice this, get the output, register your service. Once your service is registered, then I'll move ahead and I'll move with the list report and do other enhancements. Okay guys, be quick. 10 to 15 minutes to everyone. Utilize your time well. This is the time you're getting for practice. Utilize it well. Be quick guys. And yes, once you have done, then we will have 5-10 minutes for doubts discussion, and I'll welcome your questions, not a problem. But firstly, practice it, get the output, and then we'll discuss. Because most of the things will automatically get sorted the moment you practice, and then left out questions, I'll answer it. Be quick guys. Hello guys, I believe. Please be quick. It's your first day, so you might have some logistical issues or some other thing, but be quick. Okay, so meanwhile, if anyone has any questions, they can ask me, not in chorus, one by one. Okay, meanwhile, if anyone has any questions, they can let me know now.
Can you show me a screen, please? It's Chandra. I can't see where CDS screen.
Can you see? Can you see now?
Yeah, I can see now. Thank you.
Hello, Ved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi. This is Saili here. Yeah, I had a question. So, like with this CDS which we created, and as we registered the service, so is it like can we use this CDS as well as the normal logic by writing in an OData through SCGW? Is that also possible?
Yes, see, that is possible, but in that case, all the UI annotations and all are not required. Okay, so that is possible, and let me tell you so what you can do is, once your CDS logic is built, then in SCGW you can create a gateway project, and there is an option to import your CDS file. So maybe by end of the training, I'll give you one example on that. It's a very valid question, so I appreciate it. Adding to this, one more thing I just want to add here. There are few activities which cannot be directly possible with CDS as per my knowledge and understanding. So those are possible via building some ABAP code. Okay. So in certain areas, it is sometimes mandatory to build the ABAP code because some of the functionalities were not directly possible with CDS as per my understanding. So that is also possible, and most of us also do it in the real-time projects.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Ved. Shmunto here. Just one question. I mean, these line items for the line item 10 is for which field? ID or district?
No. See, that's what I told you. This will refer to district. This will refer to your state, and this will refer to your city. Annotation logic is one line above your property. Okay, so that's one of the most important thing. This is one level above your property.
Okay. So for district, we will be having at the position 10, I mean the first, then
yes.
Second, then third.
State 20, city 30.
But for ID, we don't have to mention anything.
No,
I mean,
for ID we are not planning to give. No. For ID, see, all these controls and developments, whatever we are doing, this is purely for generating the UI, and ID is something people do not prefer to have as part of your application, right? So we personally don't want, so we are not doing any annotation for the same.
Sure. Okay, understood. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, fine, guys. I believe I have answered your question, so I'll mute everyone now. Everyone, stop your work wherever you are. I'll be moving to the next step now. First is very critical. Once you have a momentum, things would be quite smoother and easier for all of you. So please stop your work and hang in. Fine. And guys, please stop posting on chat now. It would disturb everyone. So just focus here, leave your work. Okay. Now we have created this CDS file. It is registered as a gateway service. 2 steps are done. Now the next step, what we have to take care is, we need to expose this project. We need to expose this project in Web IDE. That would be via service. So we'll go to home page. We'll click on new project from template. In the featured, I'll select SAP Fiori elements. Version, we will go for 1.52. That's fine. That's it. So you can see these 3 templates critical which are available. So I'll select list report. We'll then click on next. We'll give some name here, Z. rebate list app, title list report. I'll then click on next. Will select my system. Okay, my system is selected, and then I'll go to my CDS file. This is my CDS. I'll search for this. Yes, I can find that CDS file available here. I'll select this. Let's wait for a minute. Okay, we'll then click on next. We'll select this WAN file, and then here you need to select your option. So I'll select this CDS option. That is it. Nothing else is required. Neither we haven't given anything for that. And directly we can click on finish. Okay, a new rebate project is created. I'll open this. We have a test folder which is not required, so I'll select this test folder. I'll click on delete, and I'll delete this folder. That is it. Then you can see different options like I-18N is internationalization, local service is the local service of the CDS file that is normally created. These two, I-18N might be used somewhere, but this is obviously untouched. This is not used anywhere. In coming requirements, there are some changes required in manifest and components, so I'll discuss at that point of time. And one of the most important is your annotations folder. So I have something to say now. So guys, whatever @UI annotations I have written in the backend, each and everything is possible without writing that code and managing annotations here. So one is your code process, one is your config process. So what all things we can do through code, I will teach you through code only so that you can upskill yourself well, because configurations and all is something that I'll share my personal experience. Configuration is something that once you do know, you might forget after a certain period of time. But code is something once you have it with you, code is one of the most important asset for yourself. Okay, code is something that once you have written the code, you can create multiple Fiori projects out of that. But a configuration has a restriction to its specific project itself. Though you can copy the configuration code file, but it is not a right way. So personal and the best way is whatever things are possible through code, we will do through code only. And other things we can manage here with annotations. What are those things? I'll let you know once the right time comes. And there are certain things which are possible with annotations only. So that I'll explain you in a day or two, because we have some requirements for that. I'll then select component.js file and I'll click on this run button. Let's wait for a minute and let's see how it goes. So guys, initially for the first time, the loading and the latency would be little higher than compared to a custom UI5 application, because completely controlled development is managed at the back end. This is just for retrieval purpose, okay? But you yourself will realize that the development is minimal and you're getting maximum efforts out of it. This will take a minute or two, but that's fine, not a problem. For the first time, it will take time. We can right click and then click on inspect. I'll then click on go. In the network tab, okay, fine, the data is populated. You can see the data is coming in the table. each and everything is taken care performance wise, it's quite better. Okay guys, so we are able to see the output. So this is a normal output that you can see. Okay, we would be having selection fields and other things into place in some time, but this is how it works. We are able to generate the list report. Process was quite simple, but anyways, I will not ask you to do it now. Let me do some more enhancements and then you can practice the same. Okay, so what we can do is, see, these are the columns, column 1, 2, 3. So ideally what SAP recommends, we should not have more than 8. Technically you can have 50 also, but ideally you should not have more than 8. If you want to display more data, so what you can do is you can select in any of the record, it will navigate to detail page and there you can show how much records you want. That would be a single page record, so which is very important. So make sure you take care of all these things. Okay, moving ahead now. So let's discuss on the new things. So this was the line item which was generating the table and populating the columns and rows for the same. Just understand, by 6 lines of code you are able to get this kind of output, which is never possible in custom UI for web development. I'm not saying that is not important. That is very much important for a very customized requirement. But if we are very clear that customer is looking for this, we have a solid communication with them, then we can go ahead with this, making sure your client is not using an old ECC system, because a lot of things will not support in that. Okay, so these all things play a very important role. So I'll probably add few more fields and we'll have combination of selection fields and line items both. Just a second. We have customer name as a field, we have material and material description also we have. So you can use these fields as your line items. We'll have position as 40. We'll have this position as 50, and then for the last, we will have position as 60. Save this. Object is inactive. Let me activate it. Okay, it's activated. Let me just have a look here. So yes, I'm able to see the data. The customer name, material and material description is populated here. Okay, so I'm able to see the data. So obviously whatever logic you write here, that is not going to impact, but let's experience one thing. If you change any code here, if you activate it, do you have to do anything in the IWFND maintenance service? Answer is no. You just have to go to your browser. You just have to right click, inspect. Once you are here, and then click on empty cache and hard reload. There are a couple of libraries that are getting instantiated in the backend. Okay, So guys, without doing any change, all the data is exactly populated here, and we can see this. Each and everything is populated just by building some code, activating and refreshing your browser. You can understand the minimal effort that is required for the same. As it is your first day, you might have some challenges. So everyone log into your Web IDE, create a project, do all the connections and everything that I have selected. Once it is done, delete your test folder. Once that is done, select your component.js file and then click on run. You should be able to see the output. Once you see the output, again go back to your Eclipse, change the code, activate it, and then see the refreshed changes. Try to play around with it. The more you play around, the more you explore and the more you can learn from it. Okay guys, I'll give 15 minutes to everyone to practice it. Today it's your first day, so I'm giving a little more time. From tomorrow we will have very stringent timelines, so be quick. Today is just you are understanding a complete process. Tomorrow we would have unique requirements with the same process. Okay, 15 minutes to everyone. Please follow this. Logic is what I have written here. That is it, nothing more. Other process you already know. Go to Web IDE, do it. You guys can help each other. You have a WhatsApp group, so make sure you do it. 15 minutes from now to everyone, do it. I may ask anyone randomly to share the screen and show me the output. Okay guys, be quick. Okay guys, I believe most of you have done. If you have any questions, just let me know, but there was no any separate concept change for that, so I believe nobody has any questions, but still if you have any questions, you can let me know. You can unmute your.
So Ved Balu here. So I want to know, based on your experience, what are the limitations that you have seen with Fiori elements compared with the UI5, the more customized development of UI5?
See, there are okay. See, one thing. Let me tell you. If a person is already having UI5 knowledge, they can incorporate their UI5 knowledge inside this Fiori elements. But there are a couple of restrictions. Okay, so if you have knowledge on smart controls in UI5, there are smart tables and other controls in which there are a lot of functionalities like export to Excel and many other things. File upload is one example. Create, deep and get expanded entity that you do with the header and line item combinations and the navigation property combinations. So if you ask about, see, that's what I've told you. In custom, you can build anything and everything. In CDS with Fiori elements, we are very clear what look and feel it would be. We are very clear what we are going to get. Just the fields and the data is going to change, nothing else. The base structure is ready. Each and everything is structurized. Only the field and the data is going to change. Nothing else is going to change. In custom, you can build anything, everything.
Exactly.
But yes, one thing I would like to add here is.
Have you come across any situation in your experience where you have to discard the Fiori element and go with the UI5 development?
No. See, there are many analytical dashboards in which customers are looking for. So for analytical dashboards, we should never go with custom UI5 apps. We should always go with CDS and Fiori elements, because the dashboards and everything, because each and every dashboard and everything that you would be building would 15 times faster. It would take less time. You can even build in 2 days. You just have to convince your customer that this is how it is going to look like. Moreover, the dashboards are completely responsive in all the devices. So for analytical kind of reports and anything, we should only and only go with CDS and Fiori elements. We should never go with that. So decision making is actually quite easy once you have some experience in this, so it is never a challenge.
Hi, just on this side, finish your once again after activating the main service, where we have to go?
Okay, you're talking about Web IDE?
Yes, SAP Web IDE, yes.
Okay, see, I'll not obviously create the whole project again, but you have to go to home page. You need to click on new project from template.
I already created the project. Yeah, already created the
your project is created. Fine. Okay, so your project is created. So suppose this is the project. You have a test folder. You need to select that folder and delete it. No other changes required. Then select your component.js file and click on this run button. That's it.
But I'm not able to see that.
You're not able to see what?
My current component. See, I created the project while.
So one mistake you have did, I think, while creating the project, you might have not created the way we have created. So what you can do is probably you can discuss that in the WhatsApp group, and we have folks, they will help you for the same. Yeah.
I have taken your attachment and followed by step and created the project. So in order to view my project in my, suppose my project name now and the CDS we created are both are different. So how can I check my project in my this one CDS view? My project, the current CDS view.
Okay, you want to check your CDS name, right? Or in your, suppose from this project you need to identify the CDS name, correct?
Yes, my current project was created long back, so I created a CDS view.
So this is your project and this is your CDS name.
Yes, but I'm not able to find that in now. So the link, I think the link is missing. For that, what you need to do?
See, first of all, I think you haven't followed the process. You can check with the folks and you can get it, because here we have to move to the next thing. If you have any doubt in understanding things, then let me know.
Hello, I am Swami. So how to create how to create the UI annotation separate CDS view and using the project only for annotations we can use a separate CDS view.
Yes. So you mean to say basically this is my main project, but I don't want to create annotations here, right? You want it to be separated. So there is an option called as metadata extensions. So this is in metadata extensions. But anyways, this is not part of the content that we are going to anyways teach. But for your, this is how we create a separate metadata extensions. All the metadata extensions will be here, and the base would be at a different level.
So automatically it will create separate CDS view when you create.
Yes, there are some linkages. There are some linkages that you have to do. But anyways, that is not part of the syllabus that what we have offered you. But if required, we will share a document for the same and you can refer it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, guys, I would mute everyone now. There is one important thing which is.
Hello, Chandra, a quick question. Ved went in Web IDE, I created the project, everything. When I click on component.js and run, it asks for different options. I tried to run as a config.js, but web application, it comes with an error
Chandra,
message.
one kind request, it's more or less same, so you can discuss with Shekhar post this, okay? So that would, see, one thing, guys, one thing I want to make it very clear. Let's make this call the most constructive one that we can. Whatever things I'm teaching you, you can ask me again and again. I'm happy to answer you. But if while doing certain operations, if you are stuck up somewhere, we have a WhatsApp group and we have people ready to help you on that. Okay. If we start discussing here, then we will run out of time and things may not work the way it is expected. Okay. So anyone has any questions with regards to understanding knowledge code, I would be happy to help you. But if you are stuck up somewhere, we have a WhatsApp group. We have separate people to help you on that so that things work more faster and the smoother way. Okay. Fine. I'll mute everyone. There is one small thing I have to quickly cover it. Guys, stop your discussion as of now. You're doing for the first time, so some issues will definitely come, but you can learn from that, not a problem. Okay? Fine. So guys, what we have did is we have been using list item as of now, but we need to use selection fields. So we will be using selection field as well. They will be populating as a F4. So let's quickly start using that. So if I want the F4 for my district, so I will be using it here at the rate UI dot selection field. I'll give the position as 10. No need of any comma between your annotation logic, it is not required. And then I need a selection field for my state as well. So I'll be creating it here. Okay, this is also done. So once it is done, then you just have to activate your code. Your object is activated. I'll go back here. I have this inspect element enabled. I'll right click and I'll just click on refresh. Okay, let's see about the output. So yes, guys, you can see these two sales district and region F4s are available here. The same logic we have built and incorporated for the same selection field for district and also for the state. Okay, so all these things are available now. If you click on this F4, it will not exactly appear the way and the kind of output you are looking for. So there are some configurations required, which I'll be covering tomorrow. Okay, so there are some config checks for making this selection field to have a better look and populate the data, based on which we can apply the filters and other requirements, whatever we want to. Okay, so that is one important thing that we have to take care. Apart from that, if you want to change the name of these labels the way they are representing now, that is also possible. So that is another requirement that we will be looking into. Plus, if you want to navigate from this page to other page, there is minimal development required for the same. So even that. So tomorrow agenda is we will be enhancing the selection fields to have a better look and feel. We will try to understand how to rename the columns that are being populated, how to handle the rename, and also we will be focusing on how to navigate from this to another page, okay, with minimal development. And if you talk about the responsiveness, these apps are responsive in all the devices. Using Chrome browser, we have the option of this emulator. You can see how the app is completely responsive, not a single text is getting truncated. This is how it is responsive. You can see completely responsive. City, this each and everything is strongly aligned. Sales district, region, and then all these things. And then at the top you have. So you can check at your emulator how these apps are responsive. You can also change the device from this to iPad, and in the iPad it will show you how it is responsive. So you do not have to take care of the responsiveness. Once you build the application, it will be automatically responsive in all the devices. Okay, so this is one of the most important things that you have to take care. We still have 10 minutes left, so I'll request you guys to create selection fields in your code. Add the selection fields activated without changing anything in the gateway, as nothing is required. You can refresh your browser and then see the output. Okay, we are not concluding now. Just create all these things, and in next 5-8 minutes we will connect and we will ask if any doubts are there, and then we'll conclude the call. Be quick, guys. Okay guys, I believe most of you have done and you are easily able to get the output. Any person who is stuck up in any of the things in their own system landscape, you can discuss on the WhatsApp group, you can connect with Shekhar or any other person who can help you, because we have a lot of people now. Okay, so guys, work as a team, help each other, do not share code and other things with each other. If they are stuck up, just help them at that point of time so that they can learn on their own. One important thing, whenever you get a chance to practice, whenever I give, make sure you utilize your time, okay? Because one simple thing, if you do not put your learning into practicals, things will never work out, okay? So that's equally important. And let me tell you, list report, analytical list page and the overview page, all these things would be developed in the complete structure during the training itself. You might not even have to put separate efforts to make it work. There would be small assignments that I would be giving you on every Friday so that you can practice and make yourself up to the mark. Okay, so let's have a quick revision what all things we have did so far. So we have created a CDS. This is purely ABAP CDS that we have written the logic. So this is our table. This is the table. You can even check in SE11 and compare it. This is the SQL view name. This is just a unique name. We have to keep it with different with this. Okay. Auditor publish true will help me to register my service. This one logic creates a lot of things in the backend. One key field is mandatory, and then we have retrieved different properties. These are the different properties, and then for having the data displayed in a table, we have line item followed by position. Position has a gap of 10, starting with 10. Okay, 10, 20, 30, and so on. Then we have selection field. Selection field is something like that that populates as a F4, and it also has a lot of nested features to make the development easy. Selection fields, for selection fields, there are some config checks required, so that I'll be doing it tomorrow and I'll explain you. Okay, each and every session is very critical. Make sure you join the session. Do not be dependent on recordings. Okay, that's very important. Okay guys, so we are done with today, so we will conclude the call. See you all tomorrow at the same time. Documented recordings will be shared to you by end of the day, the way it is shared before. Okay, you have a WhatsApp group, you can help each other. If you have any questions, you can post. If there is something requires understanding, then you can touch base with me tomorrow. Okay, thank you all. Thanks for giving your time. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.